Hey guys, Alex from alext.com again. Now today I'm going to talk to you about corrugated box, designing a corrugated box. Now I've got an example right here that was created a while ago. That's actually a corrugated box. I was just printed one side and sealed over this design. So when you open it up, it's straight one flat piece. So what it does, it just runs through two plates and two colors. Now the colors for to print on corrugated boxes are actually different from those that you see it on Pantone Swatch box, which is one of these. And the colors is actually not entirely accurate because of the nature of the box, the surface of the box. You know, the craft material. So what happened is printer usually will require us to sign off with a swatch card that is based on the numbers that resemble as close as possible to the material that used as corrugated box. So now you can see we will have to sign off to confirm that we approve the color. So when they run it, press it on the corrugated box, it will look as close as possible, but not entirely 100%. So again, because of the corrugated box, the color will eventually fade off depending on the environment. If it's exposed to too much sun, the color will some colors will actually fade. So like with this, we've got so basically what you have in the corrugated box for this water product, because this box is actually for 24 bottles of 500 ml New Zealand's natural mineral water, and they are all in Chinese. So because this is actually an order for China, so that we have to put a couple of key information, like legal information, like the important exporters and the expiry date, and the barcodes as well. This is actually retail, so we just use standard EN barcode for retail. Start with 94, and these are all the ingredients, nutrition information. And so that's like calcium, magnesium, and the pH and the silicon content. So these are all in Chinese, so don't worry about it. And so the branding will be pretty straightforward, like when you fold it that way together. Corrugated box. Top, right? That is how you from the side. So branding everywhere, pretty simple. Try to keep that clear area as well, so that it wouldn't cause any technical mistake. So all this no printing spot, keep it clear, because the sometimes as they print, the registration might move around a little bit. So we got the registration right here as well for them to get that tuned while they're printing. And sometimes the printers have to re-register if the movement of the printing shifted. So so again, guys, if you look through my previous video, what I thought about the 5 key points of creating a product. So this is actually one of the box that has little 500 ml bottles inside, and I will talk about that in separate videos later on, and talk about like creating labels for bottling water. And it's really interesting that we have this running, and we even have like a 10 liter back in the box sort of design, and we're using the same sort of corrugated box as well. And again, like if you look at my previous video, I spoke about the 5 key components that made up of creating products or labels or brand creative. And well, I'll just go through it really quickly. So the first one is actually identifying the colors. So as you look into this branding, it has 2 major colors that drive the branding. So the green, the turquoise, and the yellow. So and that set directions of how you're gonna build a line of products based on that 2 colors. And so once you got that color sorted, you move into the structures of the design, which are like the structures basically like for this is pretty standard, like you got typography, arrangement, and then the fonts that you decided. Like, don't spend too much time on the fonts, and you just need to watch out your time that you invest into the creative. And then you got the style as well, like 2 smiley face on logos, the style, and that will keep consistently through the rest of the products. And the arrangement, you keep it really clean and simple, and it looks like it's an upmarket brand, and so on and so forth. Like all the little details, just keep it really consistent. And then once you got that structures and style of the design, you move on to the research. All right, so the reason with the research is actually to give you an idea of how you're gonna structure it from colors, style, and how you're gonna conclude it with the research, and so that you can proceed to step number 4. And so research again, step number 3 is actually consists of 2 areas. One is offline and offline. So online, we basically go online and do a lot of research, and I mean we're really blessed with the internet these days, so we can do a lot with heaps of reference and on online, that we can get an idea what sort of directions that we are after. And offline is basically walking through getting lots of print material that you can read through, like magazines and books by the other designs from the library, and then from then onwards you get an idea of directions. You can move to step number 4, which is getting your ideas into reality, like draw it with your hands, so you get a feel of the sense of direction. Because sometimes when you start drawing, you get an idea of what sort of form that you are wanting, because it may go into more organically instead of too structured. And so I mean your feel of a whole creative will kind of juice out on that, doodling around and illustrating around and playing around. So again, don't spend too much time on that step 4. So with all these 4 steps, now we can proceed into the final step, which is step 5, which is the execution of a creative. Now you can, if you're familiar with Illustrator, for example, you can start with the Illustrator and just start it out with according to the look and feel that you wanted, and you got the directions, and you can nail it pretty fast. But if you don't have skill, pass that brief to your designers and give them a really clear idea like what you're looking after, and with all the reference that you have got, so that you can fast track really well in execution, so the designer can focus more on the final artwork and output to prepare for printing. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I've got like more videos coming up, and if you want to learn more and get more value out of it, just subscribe to my channels, and even like just like it and share it if you want. And yeah, well, any question, just flick me a message or comment below, and I'll look forward hear from you soon. And yeah, take care, have a good week. See ya, bye.